Hi everyone, my name is Chantel and welcome to another video. In today's video I'm creating a dice tower in honor of Tabletop Day. I hope you're all safe and play a tabletop game or two at home. Here you see me gather most of the materials I'll be using, however I end up not using the foliage, the moss and the wire. I have created a dice tower before, but that was not for any specific game and basically just a tower you can use for any board game. This one I've specifically made for the board game Elder Sign. To start off this project, I'm going to paint the egg cartons in a brick red, and I'm cutting them into tiny bricks that will later be stuck onto the dice tower. You all know by now that I love this technique, even though it's time consuming. I end up using all 3 egg cartons. I like using egg cartons because they are cheap, as we buy eggs anyway, and the texture of the egg cartons is perfect for bricks. I cut all the sides of the dice tower out of foam board. I will leave the dimensions in the description box below just in case you want to attempt creating your own dice tower. This game uses a clock as an essential part of the game, and it seemed only fitting that I would recreate this clock in the tower. I took the original clock and marked around it so I would know where I would place the new clock. Then I measured out where I wanted the door to be. The game takes place in a museum, and I took inspiration from the cards in the game, like the door frame and the red brick wall. I then traced the cut-out door on a piece of paper as I'm going to create the elaborate door frame with polymer clay. This will give me the perfect dimensions. In the 3 other sides, I measured and cut out windows so there is a bit more of dimension and interest to the tower. You can even see the dice rolling through the tower. I cut a piece of acetate to size and stuck it down on the inside of the walls behind the window openings. I then painted square wood sticks or matchsticks with black acrylic paint and stuck them on the windows, cutting them to size where needed. Then I applied some glue on some of the parts of the window, pulled a little bit of cotton from a cotton ball and put it down on the glue. This gives the illusion of a spider web. Once all the spider webs are on, I stuck down another piece of acetate to seal in the spider webs and the wood sticks. With one of the window cutouts, I designed the window frames. I wanted them to have an arch. After cutting out the design, I transferred it on black cardstock and cut out all the frames. I then stuck on the bricks and cut around the cardboard to get rid of the excess bricks. I'm going to come back to these frames later. It's time to put the tower together. I glue all the walls to the base of the tower, leaving the front open. I also create the top for the tower. The top will fit inside the top to protect it from dust when not in use. Now for the inside of the tower. The dice need to be able to roll through and out. I created a slide in the bottom of the tower so the dice can roll out of the door. It's a piece of foam board glued in on an angle. On the sides you see two slanted pieces that go down towards the door, so the dice don't get stuck behind the door frame. Above the base slide I place another slanted piece on the front side of the tower, and above that one, another one on the back side of the tower. This way the dice can roll through the tower. I place a total of 3 for this tower. I covered the slanted pieces in black foam to reduce the noise of the dice. I normally put felt, but I ran out of black felt, and black foam will do just the same. Next up is the clock. I trace around the clock on a piece of cardboard, cut it out, paint it black, and then sponge on gold and copper to give it a nice metallic sheen. I then attach the key and the little screw that perfectly fits. Attach the clock to the tower and the clock is done. And off camera I added the Roman numerals. I wanted to include the door frame that you can see on this card, that is part of the game. I used the traced door frame and cut just underneath to cover the rough sides of the door cutout. Then I started to add the details of the door frame, and whilst I speed this process up for you, I'll tell you something more about the game. In Elder Sign, 1 to 8 players take on the role of investigators struggling to combat one of the Ancient Ones, vast powerful creatures that dwell in the space between dimensions. The investigators face adventures in and around the museum, where the Ancient One's imminent return has been causing a number of bizarre events. Through these adventures, the investigators acquire rewards. The most prized resource that can be gained is an Elder Sign, which is used to seal away the Ancient One and win the game. But the clock is always ticking, and each night at midnight, the Ancient One gets closer to waking up in our world and laying waste to all of humanity. The object of the game is to seal the Ancient One away before it awakens, or, failing that, send the creature back where it came from in a nearly hopeless final battle. To seal away the Ancient One, the investigators must accumulate the number of elder signs shown on the Ancient One's card before its doom track fills up and it awakens. If the Ancient One awakens, the investigators have one last chance to drive the creature away. Players should be warned, however, that combat against the Ancient One almost always ends in failure and death. So, would you play the game? We're now on to the most time-consuming part of the dice tower, which is placing all the tiny cut-out bricks on the dice tower. After the bricks are glued on the window frames to give that nice finished look. I kept it simple for the top part of the dice tower. I sponged on white and black paint to make it look like a roof of a building. For the finishing touch, I went over the entire brick surface with a black watered-down acrylic wash and made it darker at the corners and next to the windows. After that was dry, I coated all the bricks in a layer of clear matte Mod Podge to protect it. And this is the tower in all its glory. I enjoyed creating something specifically for a board game and really liked the look of the bricks and the clock on this dice tower. If you liked it, please give this video a thumbs up, it really helps my channel out. If you want to see me create something for a different board game in the future, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your ideas. Make sure to check out my socials, Patreon site, and hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Thanks so much for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!